Hi everyone, me again in partly cloudy Smyrna, Georgia on a lovely Saturday afternoon. This is January 2nd and it's a special day. Today is my daughter's birthday. I'm going to tell you how old she is, but if you really want to, you can figure it out from what I'm going to tell you next. Back in 1982, I met a young lady who was going to change my life. Maybe calling her a lady is being a little presumptive. She was only 9 months old at the time, and her name was Christian. And she was the child of a girl I met at a restaurant and had started to date. And without going into too much of a long story, a little over 2 years later, I have married her mother and adopted her. Now I was adopted by my parents, so it was really a thrill and an honor. And my parents actually helped participate in the adoption when I adopted her, and we were really excited about that. If you don't know anybody who's adopted, or well, who knows? I don't know what people know about being adopted, but I was adopted as a baby. And when I adopted Christian, she had known me since she was 9 months old, and so I was always her daddy. And in fact, her first words when she started talking, when she said daddy, she was talking about me. And that was great. I'd say 80% of the reason that I got married in the first place was because of her, and that she had pretty much adopted me as her dad. And I got along with her mom pretty good at the time. But anyway, we built a house out in Stanley County, out in the country. And she grew up a country girl, even though we were both city kids. And but I'd always wanted to move out in the country, and so that's what we did. And she didn't have a whole lot of friends close by, but we had a real strong community through the church and through the schools. And she fell in love with animals, and started a lifelong pursuit for her. Right now, she is an animal control officer for the county, and looking after dogs and cats, and looking at abuse cases for animals. And her big love affair is with horses and mules and ponies and goats and chickens and everything you can think of. She's had a little petting zoo, which I don't think she does much with anymore. She's been very busy lately. But she had a petting zoo she used to take around for birthday parties, pony rides for people. And she just absolutely loves animals. And once she got out of the house, she gave me 3 wonderful grandchildren and a great-grandchild now through her lineage, and turned out to be the best kids in the world. I've always said, I don't know how the hell she did such a good job raising my grandkids, because I mean, I didn't know what I was doing, and I don't know that she knew what she was doing, but apparently she did, because they're just 3 of the nicest kids you'd ever meet. And we're hoping that our little great-grandchild is going to be the same way, brought up in the same manner. But I wanted to honor her today, because today, like I said, today is her birthday. And I miss her. I don't get to see her very much. She stays up north of Charlotte most of the time. I am, of course, in Charlotte sometimes, or Stanfield rather, and back here in Smyrna mostly. And like I said, she's been very busy, and she's moving, all kinds of stuff going on. So we really haven't had a chance to really get together lately, but we will. And when we do, we'll celebrate her birthday to get in person. And just to mention a little bit more about adoption, she at one point, I'm not sure how long ago it was well after she was grown and had children, she decided she wanted to find out who her birth father was. And of course we knew, and we were able to find out through the family. We were able to find out where he was, and I believe she got up with him. She didn't really talk to me about it. I just kind of heard about it third hand, and so she did get to meet him, which is something I've never had the experience of doing. In my state of North Carolina, back when I was adopted, which was in the 1950s, the records were sealed, and unless the parents, unless your biological parents specified in the papers, you could not contact them. You were never, you'd never find out who they were. Well, the records were all moved to Raleigh some years ago, and I've never really been curious. I mean, my parents were my parents. I think Christian believes that her parents, including me, that I was her parent. And I know I certainly had a great deal to do with her growing up. But no one could be loved more than an adopted child. I know it might sound odd, but when you're adopted, you're chosen. It's not fate in terms of like you would when you have a child. But of course, we had our son later, James, and he's my only blood relative that I know of. Fortunately, through his mother, he has hundreds and thousands of relatives on her side of the family, as so does my daughter, who is not my blood relative. So, but anyway, just thought you might find that interesting. Again, like I said, I just want to honor her on this special day, on her birthday. So, if you get a chance to get out and ride, it's beautiful here in Smyrna. Finally got a decent day, and we're gonna go out here and take a ride. So, everyone be good and take care. Bye-bye.